everybody, it's Misty with This Family Life, and I am just doing the intro for this week's cooking videos. So we are on week 2 of our low spend month, or our pantry cooking challenge, pantry clean out challenge. I'm trying to say cook out and clean out and getting it all jumbled up. But anyways, we're just working really hard on using the things that we have in the house and not going grocery shopping. I am actually out on the patio. I am cooking dinner out here, and the grill's kind of being a little crazy. Sorry, just trying to make sure I don't catch anything on fire. I've been known to do that. Maybe that's a story for another day. But I'll turn you around so you can see I'm making chicken on the grill. So that'll be in this week's video. Yeah, I have a bad history with this grill. Well, not with this grill, but with the previous grill that's no longer here because I had a bad history with it. But anyways, guys, so stay tuned. We're going to continue with our low spend, no spend kind of challenge, as well as cleaning out the pantry and using up all the food that we can out of our freezer, our fridge, and our pantry. So that's about it. That's what's going on for week 2. And I'll also be filming a new Stitch Fix video this week, so I'm kind of excited about that. The box just arrived on the porch today, so I'll probably be working on that tomorrow. And we will see you soon. Okay, so tonight is Friday, April the 8th. We have my parents coming over for dinner tonight. So we're gonna grill some barbecue chicken on the grill. I just have 2 layers of chicken breasts that I filleted and kind of cut all the bad parts out of. I have seasoned this with this Saltgrass 7 steak spice. We like to use this on a lot of different things around. And then I'll brush on this Sweet Baby Ray's hickory and brown sugar barbecue sauce on the grill. We're gonna have this with Velveeta shells and cheese tonight. Got a lot of macaroni to use for my big macaroni haul, if you saw that on the channel. And then I have some corn on the cob in the freezer. So that's gonna be dinner for Friday night. Hey everybody, it is Saturday, April the 9th. And I'm just chilling out on the back patio for a little while. It's very nice outside today, not too hot, not too cold. So thought I would just kind of update you on what we've had to eat so far for today. Sorry, I'm just looking at Bonnie down here on the ground. She just came over to lay down next to me. And so for breakfast this morning, I had the Kodiak Cakes protein muffins, except this time I didn't do the protein muffins this week. I did the protein brownies. So I will occasionally do the brownies and have those for breakfast instead of muffins. Just I like them. They're not as much protein, but they're still healthier than like your average brownie. So yes, I do have brownies for breakfast sometimes. I'm an adult and that's a privilege. I can do what I want, right? So I did that. My son and my husband had cinnamon rolls from Panera Bread. And I know you're probably thinking, like, it's a low spend month. You're not supposed to be eating out. Why are they having Panera Bread? Well, they were given to us. Someone gave us 3 Panera Bread cinnamon rolls. And so they had 2 of those for breakfast this morning. My daughter did not get up in time to have breakfast this morning. So that was what everybody had, utilizing what we had at home. Then for lunch today, I had just a Slim Jim and a bag of Cheez-Its. Not the greatest lunch, I will be the first to admit that, but we're in the process of a home remodeling project. If you hear the dog barking, the neighbor's dog just came out, so she's now at the back fence barking away. They're talking to each other. So we're in the middle of a home remodel project. My husband was getting my daughter's room finished today, or our daughter's room finished today. And I was starting on Axton's room, our son's room. So he is getting the baseboards put in her room, getting them caulked, painted, all that good stuff today. That way she can move back into her room. She's been hanging out in the living room while we've been working on her room. And so it's Axton's turn to hang out in the living room. So we're getting his room taken apart. And so that tomorrow we can move everything out of his room. Gracie will move back into her room. And then we can start on paint and baseboards and flooring and everything in his room. So that's the last big bedroom that we have to conquer. Other than that, we have our closet to finish up. We are repainting the office that used to be a bedroom. So it is light blue right now, and it is getting repainted. And then we just have bathrooms, kitchen, and our little nook area for eating left to paint and do baseboards for. And then I think we're going to pretty much be done. I don't know what else we're going to do right now to the house. That was our big thing, was getting the flooring in this year. And my husband just decided it would be easier to do the baseboards and the paint and everything as he went. So that's kind of where we're at. And then we're kind of adding a few little cute touches to each room as we go. But that's just going to be something that comes over time, getting it all decorated and everything. So once we have the remodel done and my house is kind of put back together, I'll do a little home tour for you, show you where we're at and kind of where we're headed with things. But as of right now, that's kind of where things are at with that project. Yeah, the dogs are really going at it now. The neighbors have 2 dogs out right now. They have 3, I think, total. And then our little Bonnie thinks she runs the world and she can get them. But if those big dogs ever come through the fence, she's going to be in trouble. So anyways, back to what we had for lunch. My husband just had sandwich, chips, and cheese. And then my 2 kids had corny dogs. I had a box of frozen corny dogs in the garage. So they were happy to have those microwaved with some ketchup. So we have 2 corny dogs left out of a box of 6. So one of them will probably eat those for lunch tomorrow. I did also make a box of brownies because they were going out of date and I didn't want to waste them. And so we went ahead, I made brownies this afternoon just for a treat for everybody. And in fact, I think they've already eaten like half of the brownies. So may have to make some more brownies tomorrow because I had 2 boxes and both were going out of date. And so we'll get those used up. Tonight for dinner, we are doing an at-home game night. Not at-home game night, sorry, an at-home movie night tonight. We've decided to start a tradition with our kids moving forward where every Saturday night is going to be family movie night. And we'll have dinner and all the type of snacks you would get at the theater, like popcorn and theater candy and sodas and all that stuff available to them. And we're just going to all chill out and watch a movie together. So tonight's plan was to watch Hoodwinked. We were going to buy that on Vudu. It was a movie our girls liked when they were younger, and we thought our son would enjoy it. Well, it turns out it's not on Vudu. So we've ordered it on DVD. It won't be here until tomorrow. So that will be next Saturday's movie. And so for tonight, we just went ahead, Bonnie's back. We went ahead and bought Sing 2 on Vudu. And so that's going to be the movie for tonight. So here in about a half an hour, I'm going to get started on dinner and I'll show you what we're doing for dinner tonight. It's going to be homemade pizza. Sometimes we'll do it on naan bread. Sometimes we'll do it on actual like pizza crust that I buy at the store. Sometimes we'll do it with a can of deep dish pizza crust. So it just kind of depends what we have. Like I said, we're doing a low spend week. We're trying not to buy a whole lot. And so we're utilizing what we have. And so for tonight, it's going to be deep dish. So I'll take you along and show you what we're doing for dinner and kind of the snacks we're going to have for our movie night. And then I'm going to take off and enjoy the evening with my kids and my husband. I do have a new Stitch Fix box, which will be posted before you see this video, I'm sure. But I need to try on the clothes from it, and that will be part of tomorrow's plan. I had planned to do it today, but the sunlight is getting away from me pretty quickly. My husband's asleep in our room. I don't want to disturb him. And it'll be better just to wait until tomorrow. So let's see what Miss Bonnie's doing down here. Let's see. Dear Miss Bonnie. Say hi, Bonnie. She's just chilling out now that her friends are gone next door. So anyways, that's it for today, guys. The only other thing I've got going on today, I mean, it's been a busy day, but bought some plants at Home Depot last week. And so trying to grow some things this year. We bought peach trees and red maples when we moved here. They have all died, so I'm not sure how well our soil is for planting things here. We do grow mini pumpkins. We've done that a couple of years. They did not grow last year, so we'll see if we end up getting any this year. But I bought a lemon and a lime plant, which I know they take 2 to 3 years before they flower, but we're starting those. and then a bunch of pepper plants. So we've got those planted, we're watering them. The pepper plants don't even sprout for 8 weeks, so it's a long-term project. Once there's something to show, I'll show you on the channel what we're looking at. But lemons and limes, years down the road, I guess, if we can keep them alive, and peppers hopefully sometime sooner than that. So, but that'll be good for cooking with. So that's it, guys. I'll see you when we get dinner started. So these are the brownies that I made earlier today. As you can see, I used my Pampered Chef brownie pan, so it makes all individual brownies, so everybody gets a corner piece. And that's something I bought a long time ago. Like when I first moved to Waxahachie, I had a friend here that was doing like the Pampered Chef party thing, so that's the one thing I bought from them. So for tonight for dinner, as I said, I've got this pizza crust in the refrigerator. This is just like a deep dish pizza crust from Great Value brand, which is Walmart brand. Still working through this package of pepperonis that I got at Kroger quite a while ago. It doesn't even take one row of these when making a pizza at home, so it takes quite a while to go through a package of pepperoni, which is good. They last in the fridge. I've got this bag of cheese that's open. I'm not quite sure if that'll be enough, but that's okay. We got one in our grocery run this week, just since it was on sale. And that way we have plenty of mozzarella cheese. We use a lot of shredded cheese in our house. And then over here on the stove, I'm just cooking up, it's kind of hard to do this and hold the camera, a half of a tube of just Great Value pork sausage. We like sausage on our pizzas, and I just put the other half back in the freezer, and so we'll have it for the next time we want to have pizzas. So I'm just going to get this cooked up, and then I'll show you what our pizza looks like when we layer it. So here's my sausage. I've just browned it up, draining it on a paper towel until I get ready to put it on the pizza. And I realized I forgot to show you the pizza sauce. It was in the fridge, so we are just using the Great Value pizza sauce. We're not overly picky on pizza sauce. And this jar, as you can see, it's not full. We probably make pizzas at least 3 times off of one jar of pizza sauce, and that's why we keep it in the fridge. We don't like to overly sauce our pizzas, so one jar will last quite a bit. So I'm going to get this dough put out in the pan. I'm just using one of these disposable pans tonight just to make my life easier. And then I'll kind of show you how much sauce we like on our pizza, because we're a little different here. And I did grease my pan just to keep my pizza from sticking once it's done. The oven is preheating to 425 degrees, and that is just the directions per the pizza crust. So as you can see, all I've done so far is I've just kind of pressed my dough into my pan, trying to make it kind of uniform across the whole pan, just so you don't get any uneven spots when you're cooking. And I like to try to get it all the way up against the edge of the pan, just so that none of the yummy toppings necessarily get stuck under the pizza. We want it all on the pizza. So I'm going to add the sauce, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So that is our pizza after I've added the sauce to it. I only used what was left in that jar, which was probably less than a third of a jar, and that is plenty of pizza sauce for our family. We, like I said, don't like ours to be dripping in sauce. We just want enough to coat it all the way to the crust. So I'm going to add on the sausage next, and then I'll tell you why I do that. Okay, so I've added the sausage to the pizza, and the reason I put this on before I put the cheese on is just because it helps it stay on the pizza better, so it doesn't fall off when the kids are eating it. So by putting the cheese on next and then the pepperonis on top, that cheese really helps keep the pepperonis and the sausage both on the pizza, whereas if you have like sausage on top of the pepperoni, then since it's all on top of the cheese, it won't stick and it falls off, and sometimes it lands on the floor, sometimes the dog gets it, we're all sad. So I like to put it under the cheese. That's just my little trick. And like I said, I cooked up half of a stick of sausage. I didn't end up using it all. That's okay. I'll probably just freeze it like that and either bring that out next time or add it in with some pasta down the road. Just any breakfast sausage is just as good in pasta as any other type of sausage. Mix it with your hamburger or mix it with Italian sausage. So I'm going to add my cheese and put on my pepperoni, and then I'll show you our completed pizza. This is our completed pizza ready to go in the oven. I've added the cheese. I didn't even have to open the new bag of cheese. I've still got cheese in the open bag to use for something else. And then the pepperonis, I was just going to show you, like this row hasn't even been touched, and I've made pizzas twice now, and I've still got some of this row. So a package of pepperoni will last quite a while if you're, you know, using it for pizzas at home. So I mean, this might cost you like $2.79, but you're probably gonna be able to make pizza like 4 times out of that. So I'm fixing to get this popped in the oven. Let's see what our directions are as far as how long it should cook. It says 9 to 10 minutes, 14 to 16 minutes for thick crust, and 2 to 4 minutes for each additional topping. So I'm going to try it for 20 minutes, and then we'll see if it's ready to come out or if it needs to stay in the oven just a little bit longer. I'll be back. So this is our completed pizza out of the oven. I did end up giving it about 3 more minutes longer than I was going to, just because it wasn't quite done yet. So I'm going to transfer this onto a cookie sheet, and from there I'll cut it up and the family is going to enjoy it. So that's dinner for Saturday night, April the 9th. Tonight is Sunday, April the 10th, and this is what I've pulled out for dinner tonight. I bought some of these meal kits back at a craft show. These are by PDQ Meals. I'm not sponsored by them, just showing you what they are. They're from Magnolia, Texas. I've seen them at several craft shows, and they do let you try, you know, little sample cups of their products before you buy them. So this is the junior meal kit. They have a bigger one for bigger families, but this is definitely all that we need. All you have to add to this is a block of cream cheese, some mozzarella cheese, and a can of this chicken breast. And you can add additional things. Like this one says you can add green beans for a chicken green bean casserole, or you can add peas to make it more like a chicken tetrazzini. But for tonight, we're just going to do it like chicken Alfredo. My daughter's been asking for chicken Alfredo, so that's what we're doing. And to go with it, I have this Pillsbury pull-apart kit garlic bread. We've had one of these before, so I picked up another one back probably about a month ago, and so we're going to have that. It calls for 2 tablespoons of butter melted. This is like 2.5, and that's what we're going to do because I'm not going to save a half a thing of butter anymore. And then it calls for some shredded cheese. So we're going to whip this up, and then I'll come back and show it to you once it's complete. I forgot when I was telling you in the ingredients for this one. This one does call for 2 cups of milk, so that's different than the other ones that I've made. So I just wanted to show you that before I open this and got it started, that it does call for 2 cups of milk. All right, so this is our completed dinner for Sunday, April the 10th. This is the chicken Alfredo pasta. This is the garlic and cheese pull-apart bread. So this called to go for $3.75 in the oven. This called for $3.50. Just cooked them both at $3.75. They did just fine. 25 minutes on this one, and I cooked this one. It calls for 10. I gave it about 15 minutes just because I like mine a little more done around the edges. So that is dinner for tonight. I'm going to plate up a plate, and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what our plates will look like for tonight. And one thing that I thought about adding to this in the future would be doing spinach in the pasta would be good too. We like putting spinach in our pasta, so that would be good in the future just to add a little veggie to this. So that's going to be dinner for Sunday, February the 10th. Sunday, April the 10th. I am completely in the wrong month today, apparently. So that's going to be dinner. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey everybody, it is Sunday, May the 10th. I'm just out on the back patio enjoying the breeze and just swinging in the hammock for the first time this spring, so that's kind of fun. I'm gonna push myself off the grill here. I didn't really move anything around, just felt like swinging a little bit. So I thought I would go over what we had for breakfast and lunch today. It is a Sunday, everybody's home. Things are a little different than they are during the week. So I stuck to my Kodiak cakes, protein brownies. I will say that this batch has not been as good as previous ones. I don't know if I over baked them, if it was the pan that I used, what has happened, but they're extremely firm on the outside and then very crumbly on the inside. And that is not normally how they are. So I'm not sure what happened or if it was just a bad batch or what, but I mean, I'm eating them, but they're definitely not as good as they typically are. Axton had the last of those Panera cinnamon rolls that we were given. Daddy didn't really want breakfast this morning, so he skipped out on breakfast, and Gracie didn't get up for breakfast. So that's typical for her on the weekends. She is a all-nighter, sleeping on the weekends. So we did have to get her up this morning so that she could move her stuff back into her bedroom so that we could move Axton out of his bedroom to continue on our home remodel project. So we worked on getting his stuff out this morning. For lunch, husband just had his typical sandwich, and Axton had the last of the corny dogs that I talked about yesterday, and then Gracie had just a packet of tuna fish. She likes just the little packages of tuna fish. She doesn't do anything to them. She just eats it straight out of the package, and that's fine. I had some fish sticks. Sorry, listen, body bark over there. I had some fish sticks, finished up the last of the bag of fish sticks that was in the freezer, so that's what I had for lunch. Then we got back to work on Axton's room. So we did get both coats of paint done in his room today. And my husband and Axton are in his room right now ripping up the baseboards. So we are replacing baseboards as we go. So they are working hard in there this evening still. Just trying to get his room prepped for flooring. The carpet probably won't come out today. I imagine that'll be a project for this week. There is a possibility of my husband going out of town this week to Duncan. You've probably seen in some of my videos, he does travel for work sometimes. It's not all the time, but it does happen, I guess, more often than it used to. So there's a chance that he'll be going to Oklahoma this week for probably a couple of days. So I'm not sure that that's going to really change any of our dinner plans this time. Normally it does, because I won't make as big of a meal with him gone. But this week we kind of, since we're doing our pantry clean out, I'm not cooking big meals for leftovers anyway, so it's not a problem. And I already showed you what was for dinner tonight. I made that chicken Alfredo pasta and the pull-apart cheesy garlic bread. So I will say that pull-apart cheesy garlic bread is amazing, but it is expensive. It's like $5.99 for that little kit. So I did notice in the Kroger ad preview that I looked at today that they have some of their pull-apart breads on sale 2 for $5 coming up this week. So I hope that's one thing that my Kroger has on sale. If it is, I'll probably pick up 2 of those and stick them in the fridge. So, or maybe just 1. We'll see. We also like the garlic bread stuff from Walmart that's like $2 a box, and sometimes we'll have pasta or whatever with no garlic bread, so it's not something we have to have. So anyways, it's been a busy weekend here between all of the home remodel stuff. You know, like I said, we got Gracie's room finished, we've got Axton's room started. I filmed a couple of videos this week that'll go up. The Stitch Fix video will go live tomorrow, so you'll see that before you see this video. Just been trying to clean up the house some as we go. I'm really looking forward to having my dining room and my nook area, which is like our breakfast table area, back together. We're not there yet, but hopefully soon. It'll be nice not to see construction trash in the kitchen, but it is what it is, and that's fine, because we're saving a lot of money by my husband doing all of this himself, and I really appreciate his hard work and his effort on the house, because I know that he, you know, like me, we both work full-time, we take care of kids full-time, we take care of each other full-time, so I appreciate him taking care of that as well. So we got some parts ordered for our lawnmower today. It's lawn mowing time, so I've got to get those in from Amazon. That'll be here this week, so hopefully we can get our yard mowed before Easter. Trying to think what else. Friday night we went to the casino with my mom and stepdad, so that was a lot of fun. We did take the kids, and in all honesty, we took the kids for ice cream Friday night at Brahms. We had planned to do Dairy Queen because it's their 75th anniversary. They're doing ice cream cones for 75 cents. So we thought, hey, that's a, you know, easy, quick treat for the kids that won't cost a whole lot, kind of help us with our dining out budget. However, we got to our Dairy Queen and they are not open except for drive-through, and we really didn't want to do ice cream in the car. So we ended up at Brahms, but everybody enjoyed that. So we had an ice cream treat on Friday before we went to the casino. That way the kids didn't mind staying home so much because they got a treat too. So anyways, it's been a busy weekend, so I hope you'll leave me some comments. Let me know what you do on the weekends. Not much relaxing going on here except when I'm talking to you on the hammock. So anyways, that's it for today, guys. I'm looking forward to this week. I do have an accounting test this week, accounting homework to do as well. So it'll be another busy week, but we'll get through it, and we'll see you tomorrow with another what we eat in a day, kind of what's for dinner, pantry clean out video. So I'll see you then, guys. Bye. Hey everybody, so it is Monday, April the 11th, and I just thought I would hop on real quick and let you know what we've had for breakfast and lunch so far today. Kind of go over our meal plan for the week and show you where our freezer, fridge, pantry stock is as of today. So like I said, today is Monday. I've been to school. My daughter had a doctor's appointment today, so it's kind of been a busy morning. I did have my protein brownies for breakfast, and I know this is really bad to say, and I know people might want to get on to me about this, but I had the rest of those for lunch. At least I got the protein in. Look, they weren't great this time. I don't know what I did to them, but I just couldn't fathom eating them one more day. So I figured I would just go ahead and finish them up for lunch. They're gone. I don't have to worry about it another day. I can move on and make something else for breakfast tomorrow. So I'll get some variety in at dinner, but I know that's probably not the healthiest thing to have back-to-back meals, but like I said, I just couldn't picture waking up another day and eating my disastrous brownies. So got them out of the way, don't have to deal with it tomorrow. So I'm gonna turn you around, I'm gonna show you the meal plan, then we'll kind of go over what we have left in our fridge, freezer, and pantry for the month of April. Be right back. Okay, so this is my meal plan board. It sits on a wall between my formal dining room, which is over here on the left, and our nook area on the right. So both dining areas. As you can see, we are still kind of living in a construction zone right now. That's mostly my son's room stuff. We've got lots of things out on this table for construction projects. So we'll eventually get these rooms put back together, but I thought I would show you my meal plan for the week. So we actually start our meal plans on Sunday. So we had that chicken Alfredo yesterday. So this is kind of the plan for the week. I did find out my husband will be gone Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably Thursday, but that's okay. It's not going to change anything for this week. So tonight we are planning on tacos. Tuesday will be pork chops that I make. These are like a coated pork chop. Chicken jambalaya on Wednesday. Spaghetti with meat sauce on Thursday. Friday, I'm going to do a spice rubbed beef tenderloin steaks. I'll probably make a video on that to show you how to make those. They are amazing. Steak dinner at home, so much better than anything you can get at a steakhouse. And then Saturday, I have a turkey breast that I'll probably just throw in the Instapot and then broil it to crisp it up in the oven. So that is the meal plan for this week. I'm going to take you over and show you the inside fridge and freezer. Then we'll go to the pantry, the laundry room pantry, and the outside freezer. So we're here at the inside fridge and freezer. This is just kind of how things are looking as of today. Got a couple of leftovers in there, but pretty stocked up. Usually these drawers are probably a little more full than they are right now, but we've still got lots of options in there as far as different cheeses and meats to use. Got lots of cream cheese, plenty of milk, orange juice, apple juice. Got the hamburger laid down for tonight's dinner. Got sour cream to use up. We got some cottage cheese back there to use up in some meals. So that's kind of what the inside looks like. The door is just mostly going to be condiments and open juices or milk. So that's what we've got going on there. As far as the freezer goes, I do actually have a freezer inventory on my computer for the inside freezer. I haven't done one for the outside freezer yet, but it is an Excel spreadsheet that is broke down by bin in the door, pull-out drawers, or by shelf. It tells me exactly what's on each shelf. That way there's no guesswork. When I make my meal plan, I can just use that. I don't have to come open the freezer up. And also I can highlight what I'm going to be using for the week, and that way I know exactly which shelf I need to go to. There's also cereal up top for the kids. That's something that was always done in the house where I grew up, with cereal on top of the fridge. I guess I just kind of kept that tradition alive. So we'll go over here to the pantry and flip on the light. We have an automatic light in here. You just wave past it. So up here's kind of my baking stuff, like flour, bread flour, honey, all that kind of stuff. Mac and cheese, got plenty of that left from that huge stock up. Pastas all on this side. I always have a ton of pasta. There's so many different things you can make with pasta, and it's so cheap to pick it up when it's on sale. Here we just kind of, get it to focus there. Different sort of sauces and some chipotles in there, different things. Got my protein bars. The Kodiak cakes back in that corner is just some more like diced green chilies and hot sauce, different things like that. Have a few random items over here, more sauces, different mixes to use, seasonings, baggies, that sort of stuff. Got some tuna fish going on, baking supplies there with jello and cookies. This shelf's got lots of different baking items on it, plenty of tortillas. These are all baking things. These are all like packets for different things like gravies and soup mixes and all different kinds of things. In fact, I need to reorganize that. They used to be all in there nice and neat, and they've just been thrown on top, so I need to fix that. Breadcrumbs, ramen, some more pasta in some containers, oil, just different snacky stuff kind of along the bottom, protein snacks back there, just some more. Over here is more baking stuff. Then down here at the bottom is where I keep all my canned goods. I bought 4 of these holders off of Amazon. Then of course we have pet food, 1 more apple juice for Axton. So that's kind of where the pantry is looking. I also have these in the door that I store all of my baggies and foil and parchment paper and all that kind of stuff in. These also kind of serve as pantry space. I try to keep like cooking stuff on this side, and then on the other side of my microwave I try to keep more like baking supplies. So that's what's in those. And then up top is what's left from our big Girl Scout cookie haul that we did this year. So that's what we've got left for Girl Scout cookies until next year. So I'm gonna head to the laundry room and I'll show you what we got left in there. And before I forget, we do have fruit. We just keep it out on the bar. Kids can eat fruit anytime. They do not have to ask for fruit. They can always get that. We also have a little holder over by the fridge that I forgot to show you, where we keep things like potatoes and stuff like that. Maybe a little loud and harder to hear in here. We've got the washing machine going, doing some laundry today, but up top is just things like baggies and cleaners, light bulbs, things like that, foil, saran wrap. That's just where we keep the overstock on that. Paper towels are at the back. So on this shelf, get it to focus here, these are all the Kodiak mixes that I've bought, that I've stocked up on when they've had sales. Also just different cake mixes and things that we get when they're on sale. So we have plenty of like muffin mixes for the kids, more ramen, more cereal, kind of more of the same, ramen, cereal, Kodiak cakes, fruit snacks, ketchup, more mixes for cookies. Got some pasta sauces, some hamburger helper, chili mix with crackers, fruity pebbles, some cream of chicken soup. This one has like our plasticware, slow cooker bags, cream of mushroom, Triscuits, beef broth. Then this section's kind of like our overstock on canned goods. All the different things that we pick up in bulk at Sam's or Costco are on here. So we do have plenty more canned goods, not worried about running out of any of that. Down at the bottom's kind of where I keep like my pizza oven and crock pot, and usually my Instapot goes there, but right now there's chips in its spot. That's in the new box of chips. These tins that I like to cook in, more cereal, more pasta sauce. So that's kind of what we got going on in our overflow stock up area here in my laundry room. Now I'm gonna head out to the outside fridge. So this is our outside fridge and freezer. We do not have a deep freeze. This is the only outside freezer space that we have. So this is just kind of where we keep more condiments. Got lots of butter for baking. A few more condiments there. Juice boxes for the kids. More butter. This is a bag of candy Axton got at a birthday party that was kind of melty, so we stuck it in the fridge. Drinks. And then eggs and ham. This is for Easter next weekend. And eggs I bought because egg prices are going through the roof, and they were on sale for $1.47 for 18. They're up to about $3.99 a dozen in my area. So I picked that up. We will make sure that those get used. Not a problem. And then this is my freezer that's all overstock items. So that kind of goes back a little ways. I don't have a list as far as what is in this freezer. That's what I was saying I kind of need to work on to figure out what's in here and, you know, on a schedule of moving it into the house freezer. So that's kind of the next project, is to go through that freezer and figure out what all's in there, add that to my spreadsheet, and that way I can start moving stuff in as I need it. So that's what's out there. That just kind of gives you an idea of where we're at so far for the month on what we still have. As you can see, we still have plenty of things. I'm not worried about any sort of issues with not having anything. And so we're just going to keep rocking and rolling. I have my meal plan book out and just going to kind of keep figuring out what meals we have all the ingredients for, and what meals we can add just a couple of things to in order to have quick, easy dinners. And so, yeah, that's all. I just wanted to take a minute to show you what we're working with. So we're in good shape so far. We are 11 days into a 30-day month, and I'm trying to stay out of the store as much as possible. So wish me luck, guys. Bye. All right, guys, so it is Monday, April the 11th, and I am making up some taco meat. This is something we do pretty often. We'll do taco meat, and then we kind of give everybody an option of having it on taco shells or quesadillas or soft taco shells or tostadas that we cut up like nachos. So that's what we're doing tonight, is just tacos. I always have, let me pull it up over here, this big thing of taco seasoning, so it's easy to whip together tacos. I have this box of Taco Bell crunchy shells that we'll use. I also have plenty of soft tacos. I have some corn soft tacos, and we have tostada shells and one little can of beans left, so everybody can just kind of throw together what they want, and that's going to be dinner for Monday night. And we'll see you tomorrow. It is still Monday, April the 11th. Before I forget to show you, I have found these 2 packages of this Martha White strawberry muffin mix in my pantry. And these are, I think, yeah, they just went out of date. But I'm going to fix these 2 packages. That'll make 12 muffins. And that's what I'm going to have for the next few days for breakfast. I'll have 2 a day. These are not as high in protein, of course, as the Kodiak ones. These only have 4 grams of protein. So I'll just make sure to get more protein at lunch and dinner. I'm just ready for something different. These will be yummy and delicious, and that'll get me going in the morning. So that's what we're going to do this evening, is bake these Martha White strawberry muffin mixes, and I'll show them to you once they're done. Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, April the 12th, and I'm getting started on dinner, and I thought I would kind of bring you along for part of it. So the first thing I did is I peeled up 4 big potatoes. I just forgot to get a big knife out, so I'll go over here real quick and get that out. And I'm gonna make mashed potatoes in the Instapot to go with dinner tonight. That's what this pot here is for. My Instapot's actually set up over behind me. Normally I have it set up on this island, but since that's my only workspace for right now, we've kind of got stuff everywhere with our home remodel stuff. I'm going to go ahead and do this over here. And so I'm just using up the last of the potatoes that I had in the bag over in my produce area, which is over by my fridge. Just wanted to use them up before they go bad. I actually had one more, but when I cut into it, it was very green. So I decided just to toss that one. I'm not sure. I remember seeing an article once on what it meant when you cut a potato and it was green, but I don't remember what the article said and didn't want to risk it. So, I mean, I could have stopped and Googled it, but we have plenty of potatoes this way. This is 4 big russet potatoes. These are like the baking size potatoes. And this is more mashed potatoes than we'll need because it's just me and the kids that are here tonight. But I finally found a recipe like what my grandmother used to make for what we used to call potato patties, where she would use her leftover mashed potatoes and fry them up in the skillet. And so I want to try making some of those for myself this week. So all I've done here is just cubed up all of those potatoes. I'm going to go over here and add water real quick. While I'm doing that, I'll kind of tell you what we had for breakfast and lunch today. For breakfast, I had 2 of the strawberry muffins that I made from the Martha White mix. Those were really good. And then for lunch today, I was actually in a training session until 1 o'clock. It did not have a lunch break scheduled in that time. And since I start at 6 o'clock in the morning, I was definitely ready for lunch before that training session was over. So all I've done is add water to this pot, and I'm going to add some salt to it. I like to salt my potatoes when I start. And so since I was going to be in that training session all day without a break, I just went ahead and took a thing of ramen noodles in a bowl. And that way I could make noodles real quick in the break room on one of the little 5-minute breaks. And that was what I had for lunch today. Not my favorite lunch, wasn't. I mean, I used to like ramen noodles, and so I had that. That's the first time I've had a bowl of ramen noodles since my surgery last year, and it just didn't set the same. I just didn't really even enjoy it. So I've added salt to this, about 1.5 spoons of salt that comes with the little holder that I have. I'm going to go ahead and move these over to the Instapot, which, sorry, is over here behind you. And I'm going to just pressure cook them for 15 minutes. That's how long it's set for. The last thing I made in the Instapot was mashed potatoes, so I don't see any reason to change that. I've got an extra plate here. I'm just going to use the same plate again. So what I'm making tonight are what I call Southwestern pork chops. I've made several different varieties of pork chops over the years. San Francisco pork chops, Southwestern pork chops, all different kinds of pork chops. And so this is kind of a family favorite in our house. And I'm going to need a bowl. Guys, I just don't have my life together today. I'll go over here and get a bowl out. So this is just one of the varieties of pork chops that I like to make. And this one's easy. It doesn't call for a ton of extra ingredients, so it's usually things that I have on hand. I do try to keep pork chops in the freezer, just like I do hamburger meat or chicken. That's kind of one of our standard meats in our house. Maybe not everybody eats a lot of pork, but I wouldn't say we eat a lot of pork. Usually if we eat pork, it's either being cooked this way or it's a pork loin. I don't do any sort of fried pork chops or anything like that. And I'm just wiping my hands off because I'm fixing to touch this meat again. So it's going to be okay. I will wipe down everything I use later. I'm not worried about it. I've been cooking in this kitchen a long time without washing my hands after touching meat, and no one's got sick yet. So I'm going to be using this Saltgrass 7, which is a steak spice, but we use it on all sorts of meats. This was recommended to me by a coworker, and we really enjoy this. We even like it on, like, when we do tater tots and french fries, we'll season them with that. Got these Progresso breadcrumbs. This is just the Italian style breadcrumbs. So I'm going to go ahead and pour those in this container. We'll start with that many and see if we end up needing any more. So the other ingredients, of course, pork chops, milk, and mayo. So I believe the original recipe, and I don't know where I ever found this recipe because like I said, I've been making these probably well over 10 years now. I mean, we've almost, my husband and I have been married 15 years in August, and I'm pretty sure I've always made these for him. So I think, I want to say it called for about 1/4 cup, equal parts mayo and milk, but I honestly don't remember. It's been that many years, and I'm not going to try to Google it and find it because I don't know where I saw it 14 years ago, 15 years ago, and chances are I would find some other recipe and I would try it and I wouldn't like it, and then I would be sad that I ever even looked it up because I don't even measure anymore. Like, this is what I do. I just, I don't know how much seasoning it originally called for or anything. I just do what feels right for having made this as long as I have. But I can tell you it originally called for equal parts mayo and milk, I believe 1/4 cup. Then the seasoning is just going to be seasoned with your heart, folks. That's what I like to do. So there's a lot of that in my kitchen where I just do what I feel like, whether it's vanilla or garlic or seasoning or butter. I just kind of, over time, you just decide to add what you want to. So, and this looks good. It's not too runny. It's not too thick. So that's about the consistency that it normally is. So feeling good about that. Seasoning looks good. Oh, and I forgot one more thing that you're gonna need. 2 things actually. One thing is you're gonna need some sort of cooking spray. I have this canola oil in a can. The other thing I forgot to tell you is to turn on your oven. I have mine preheating now at 350 degrees. That is, I believe, what I've always cooked these on. So sometimes I'll turn up the heat on these just a little bit if I am worried about the cook time. Like if I'm trying to get them ready by the time something else is ready, then I'll crank it up a little bit. But I prefer to keep it at 350, and they normally take about 16 to 18 minutes, and they're always tender. Like, these are never tough. I never have to worry about how they're gonna turn out because they're always good. And I'm always afraid that if I change it up, like, you know, changing up how the temperature, trying to shorten the cook time, that they'll end up not being as tender and they won't be as good. And so we're kind of picky. We don't like our meat to be real tough. If it's pretty tough, we're not probably gonna eat it. I'm just gonna be honest. Try to keep our meat from getting too tough. So I do like to trim the fat off of the outsides of these, just the big ribbon of fat. Not trying to get all the fat off, just the big ribbon of it. So that way, when they're done, I just eat it all. I just don't want the fat part. So. And I know fat, you know, renders taste and makes things delicious, but I have found these pork chops don't need that big ribbon of fat on them. There's plenty of flavor in the coating that we're putting on it, and we just don't need that big thing of fat on it. So you cook them how you want to. If you don't like to cut the fat off, that is okay. So back to what we ate this morning and for lunch. The kids just did their typical thing at school. Axton did tell me this morning he wants to start taking his lunch for a little while. It's not that he doesn't like what they're having at school. It's just he wants some mommy lunches. And so I'm going to start making some mommy lunches for a few days. Now, I will put this towel in the washer. I do want you to know that. Like, I'm wiping my hands on this towel, but this towel is not going to be used for anything else. So at the end, I'll wash my hands. So, yeah, they just did their typical school thing today. My husband did not do anything for breakfast. He didn't even have orange juice today. And he left town before lunch to head up to Oklahoma. And he will be gone until Thursday sometime. So he'll be back Thursday night for dinner. So all I'm gonna do is put my pork chops into the mixture of the mayo, milk, and seasoning. And then they're gonna go into the breadcrumbs. And you just wanna make sure you coat the sides as well as the top and the bottom. That's gonna make them really delicious. I am using the Progresso breadcrumbs. I have used like the Great Value and stuff before as well. I'm not opposed to those. I just kind of like the Progresso a little bit better, and that's what I had in the pantry this time. So had I had Great Value, you'd have seen me make them with Great Value, and I'd have been okay with that too. But for today, we had Progresso, and so that's what we're gonna use. And I'm gonna have to have more breadcrumbs, and that's okay. I try not to pour out too many just because I don't want to waste like a half a thing of breadcrumbs in the end. And you'll see, you're gonna have more of this than you need, and you're gonna have more breadcrumbs than you need. It's just kind of how it goes. I have not perfected that art of knowing exactly how much breadcrumbs and coating mixture and all that stuff that I need. So all I'm doing is kind of spacing these out. Then I just kind of get my breadcrumbs centered again. Dip the next pork chop. Get that going. And I could have done this as its own video, but I just figured, you know, you guys are already watching the What's for Dinner pantry clear out video, and maybe you'll enjoy picking up a recipe while you watch it. And if you prefer that I do these as separate videos, you can drop that in the comments or email it to me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I just want to know what you would prefer, because maybe it makes this video too long and you would prefer to have it separated out where you can just watch just the dinner portion of how to make a meal. So just let me know, like I said, in the comments below. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I am going to rinse off my hand now just because it's coated in all that bread coating. Instapot is on and coming to pressure over here. And so the last thing I'm going to do with these before I pop them in the oven, don't worry, I'm going to wash my hands again. I know this towel is not perfectly clean. Is I'm going to spray these with a little bit of this coating, well, with the spray on the coating. And then when I flip them halfway through, I'm going to spray the other side. And that just helps it crisp up on both sides. So as you can see, I didn't get perfect there, but that's okay. We're not going to complain. I don't know, this recipe may have originally called for, like, you know, a larger family meal of pork chops, but there's just 4 of us, so I took what we need and the rest can go in the trash. It's just a little bit, it's not bad. So I'm gonna put this stuff away. My oven is preheating. Once it's preheated, I'm gonna pop these in for 18 minutes. Once it gets halfway, I'm gonna flip them over, spray them again, let them cook some more. I do have a digital thermometer that I use to check my meat temperatures with. This was a birthday or Mother's Day gift from my son one year because my old one broke. And so I've kept the old holder to it because it lists on there all the temperatures you need to cook to. So for pork, it says 170 degrees. That's what I always cook these to, and they turn out perfect every time. They're never overdone. So tonight's gonna be homemade mashed potatoes. It's gonna be pork chops, and then we're gonna pull out a canned good to go with them. So let me put these away in the pantry, and then I'll come back and show you what canned good I've decided to cook for dinner tonight. All right, so for tonight, I've decided just to make green beans. I'll make these with a little butter, salt, and pepper in the microwave closer to time when our pork chops and things are getting done. So again, just waiting on the oven to preheat, waiting on the Instapot to get the potatoes ready. And we'll see y'all back here in a little while, and I'll show you what dinner looks like for tonight. Tonight is Wednesday, April the 13th, and this is what's for dinner tonight. I have a couple of packages of these thin cut chicken breasts in the freezer, so I've thawed these out. I'm gonna cut them up into bite-sized pieces, and they're gonna go in this pan with a little bit of olive oil and some seasonal and gonna cook that until the chicken is cooked through. And then I'm gonna add in this Zatarain's jambalaya, and we're gonna have chicken jambalaya for dinner. And when we have chicken jambalaya, we like to have it with ranch style beans and usually corn, and I had a half a bag of corn left in the freezer. So that is what's gonna be for dinner tonight on Wednesday, April the 13th. Hey everybody, welcome to another night of What's for Dinner. Today is Thursday, April the 14th. So this is going to be the last day of our second week of our pantry clean out cooking at home challenge. So we've been doing really good. So far we've stuck to making dinner at home every night. So all I did was take out a pound of hamburger meat out of the freezer and brown it up. I'm using a can of this traditional tomato pasta sauce from Kroger that I got in a haul a while back. And my mom always added just a dash of sugar into her sauce. That just helps cut the acidity a little bit. So we do that here. I'm using this Kroger spaghetti. As I showed you, I have tons of pasta, so that's always on hand. And then these garlic breadsticks that I had from Walmart. These are $2 a bag. They're just the Great Value brand garlic twists, and these are really good. My family really enjoys those. And I think I forgot to show you earlier this week. These are the Martha White strawberry muffins that I made. They're not a protein muffin, just a regular muffin. Just decided to do those for a change this week. So I'll show you over here on the stove. We've got water going with a little bit of olive oil. That's going to be for the pasta. And then this is just the meat that's already cooked up, and I've just got it simmering in the sauce just to heat everything through while waiting for the pasta water to boil and get started. So today at work, I was part of a group that was invited to a luncheon. So I did not make a lunch for myself today, and my husband was coming back from out of town, so his work covered his meal. So he had Mexican food, and funny enough, I had Mexican food too. So he went to a place that he found called Spicy Mexican Restaurant. It's in Bowie, Texas, and he really likes to stop there when he's coming through town. And then my work had On the Border catered today, so I had fajitas for lunch today. So that is what's for dinner on Thursday, April the 14th. And I'll get this video posted, and then we'll start week 3 starting tomorrow. So we will see you in the next one.